Hello, everyone, and welcome along to the Styrian Grand Prix qualifying. Um, yeah, it's Styria. We're back at Styria, or Austria for the second Styrian Grand Prix in Formula One history. Obviously, the first one being last year. The second race at the Red Bull Ring last year was the Styrian Grand Prix. This year, the Styrian Grand Prix is the first race at the Red Bull Ring. And next weekend it will be the Austrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring. So again, it's pretty difficult, isn't it? Pretty difficult. Big man. There you go. Said your name for you, Big Man. Keep those comments coming in, guys. Keep them coming in. Big Man. That's say my name, Big Man. There you go. Said your name. Give you a shout out there. But yeah, I think it should be a pretty good qualifying session. What we have? 24 minutes till the light goes green. The sun is shining. The rain has stayed away for this afternoon. However, I think it probably will rain tomorrow. I think 80% chance of rain for the Grand Prix itself tomorrow. So looking like we might possibly be seeing a wet race tomorrow. But, yeah, I know. We're also going to be doing a double up tomorrow, and we're taking you through the BTCC race 2. At the same time, we take you through the Styrian Grand Prix. So we're going to have Charlie at Brands Hatch, and I'll be reporting from Styria. So yeah, it's going to be a busy day tomorrow. Obviously, there is some touring car qualifying this afternoon. I think we're not bringing you that action, but as I said, tomorrow we are going to be bringing you race 2 from Brands Hatch alongside the Formula One Styrian Grand Prix. So a double header tomorrow. It will all be on the same program. I think it's labelled 2021 Styrian Grand Prix. So it will all be on that, but we'll also be doing parts of it. We'll be switching to and from Styria. We're going back to Brands Hatch. We'll be going back to Styria. So yeah, it's going to be a busy old day tomorrow, but it will definitely be worth it. That's what I can say. Right, we're going to go for a short break, and we'll be back in a few moments' time with all of the build-up to qualifying in Styria. Hello everyone, welcome back to Styria. We're back from a quick break. We're bringing you all of the build-up to that Styrian Grand Prix qualifying, which will be getting underway at 2 o'clock, as it says on your screen now. So some of the comments have been coming in. What did I walk into? Yeah, we're having a little chat on the comments over that quick little break there. I'm going to read you some of the comments that we've been sent through via Twitter. Remember, you can join that conversation if you use the hashtag StyrianGP. So that's hashtag StyrianGP. Let me just get those up now. Hashtag, where's the hashtag? Phones, they make it so complicated, don't they? Right, let's have a look. Hashtag StyrianGP, there it is. So, only good vibes. Quality day won't be easy. We'll be tight going for it. That's what Max tweeted. Let's have a look. Full centre pole, Max. Easy pole today. Vamos, Max. Show them who's king is what Lucas said. Go for it, Max. I'll get on to the Lewis ones in a minute and other drivers as well. Fully send it. We will support you from the Verstappen stand because there is fans this weekend at the Red Bull Ring. Saying, I just said it's sunny. That cloud has just started to loom over the circuit. Will it potentially drop some rain? We have to wait and see. Let's make it 6th pole in Formula One. What's the comment? Do you play the F1 2020 game? I feel like I've seen you before. Yeah, I do play the F1 2020 game, but I don't play online on F1 2020. So, yes, I do play the game, but I don't play online for the F1 2020 game, unfortunately. I do have my own team on there, though. I did set up my own team on F1 2020. F1 2021, it comes out in, what is it, 16th of July, I think it's out. Pre-order now on Amazon Prime. Mine's coming on the 16th of July, so I'm super excited. May even do a little video for you guys and preview it, see what it's like. I don't know. Is it something you guys would want? Let me know in the comments below. Oh, cool. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I do rate the game. I do like F1 2020. I'm not going to lie. I do like it. I think it's a good game. There are some changes I'd like to know. I'd potentially like to see red flags added. I think that'd be a really cool feature if we could potentially red flag a race, but like be able to fast forward the red flags. So obviously not sitting there. Maybe make the penalties a bit less harsh because I don't know. They really are. I think they're quite harsh. You know, if you dip a wheel just over the white line, you get like a 5-second stop-go penalty, and I think that's a bit harsh. But I'm going to get back to those comments now. Up early, ready and waiting. Good luck, team. These are the Mercedes comments I'm reading out now. Best of luck, team. Morning, team, and good luck for today. Guten Morgen, team. Wishing you the very best quality. Let's go. Time to do the best. Time to dust the beasties off and give them hell. Hashtag best team. Yeah. Are Mercedes going to trouble Red Bull this afternoon, and can they indeed snatch that pole position away from car number 33 or Checo Perez? Best of luck today, team. Flying home today and due to arrive just as Q3 gets started, so likely won't see anything until later. No, you guys will be pushing hard for it. Let's do it. Hashtag Styrian GP. Wish you a safe flight, Woz, if you're watching. You're probably not, but you're probably on the plane right now. But yeah, we wish you a safe flight. Be careful, the pit lane can be dangerous. Yes, it can be dangerous, as Valtteri Bottas found out yesterday. He will start, he has a 3-place grid penalty for potential dangerous driving in the pit lane yesterday. So, obviously he spun in practice, didn't he? In the pit lane, which is a bizarre incident, and it's something that I haven't really seen this. Haven't seen this before in the pit lane. It's really bizarre. I think he started in second gear. I'm going to want to say second gear he started in. So who knows what he was doing, but obviously he will take a 3-place grid penalty for that. And there's been some track changes this weekend as well. That barrier at turn 3, there's now like a barrier to exit turn 2. Sorry, there is a little barrier there now. What if we can't drive manually in the 2021 game and spin in the pit lane? Yeah, I don't know. We could potentially spin in the pit lane. I haven't actually tried spinning in the pit lane on F1 2020. I don't think it really works because you have to have pit lane invitation on, don't you? So, yeah, I'm not sure entirely. Unless you speed into the pit lane and spin over the pit lane line, I don't think you can do it. But if you can, let me know. I will definitely give it a go. It's just looking at like Russell and Alonso's laps now as they get on over those curbs. I think this was from FP3 earlier today. Those curbs on the exit, that final corner, can be super damaging. We've seen front wings broken there in the past. We've seen those curbs take front wings, and they are they hurt as well. If you go over them, they really hurt the drivers. So it's not where you want to be, but if you make a mistake, you are out there, and you can potentially get beached on top of it, or like not beached, but like they had just like a plank effectively, like a wooden plank. You can get stuck on top of them, and the car hovers over them, and you can't go off. You can lose a chunk of time if you do that. We're talking about half a second, nearly to a full second if you do that. So it is really a good idea to stay off those curves. We are now keeping one eye on the sky because there are a lot of clouds around Styria. It's not supposed to rain until, let me check. I think it said 5 o'clock earlier. It might have changed. Then let me. Oh, what's it doing? Come on, where about that?
The wind direction today was quite favourable for most of the corners. So
yeah, it doesn't say it's actually supposed to rain today until 9 o'clock. But looking at those skies, it looks like it might rain in the next, what would it be, hour. And then tomorrow for race day, there isn't 90% or 80% on the FIA grading, 80% chance of rain. So a high chance of rain. And next Sunday, there's a 40% chance of rain for the Austrian Grand Prix. So we could potentially see 2 wet races in a row at Styria or Austria. We could potentially get treated to an absolute thriller tomorrow, and we could get a treat served up on our plate. As I said, I don't think it's supposed to rain, but looking at those skies, looks like it might chuck it down in the next 10 minutes or so. Could potentially make qualifying just that little bit more exciting, couldn't it? So we've just got to sit tight, wait and see what happens, and see what unfolds in that next hour or two. So we did just see a lovely moment. I think it was Thursday, where Russell and Alonso swapped helmets prior to media day. If you're new to F1, swapping helmets is like swapping shirts in football. It's a real sign of respect to do that. And again, I'm just trying to see some pictures of the circuit. I haven't actually seen any yet. But yeah, can George potentially get to Q3 today? They've been close. Can they do it today? They were really, they're all, it's quite a strong circuit for Williams. I know, I have a good feeling that today might just be Williams' day to get into that Q3. So yeah, the sun's come back out though in Styria, or Steinmark, as they call it in Styria. We're going to listen to a bit of Johnny Herbert now. He's in the pit lane in Styria.
nervousness in there. But the one thing that is going on, of course, what's very critical for these guys is the weight of the car. So with the ambient temperature sort of fluctuating a little bit, they'll be really analysing the weight of the car before it goes out. Because of course they don't want to be underweight. But also on the car, it's got the race brakes. So this is all that race preparation that has been done for this qualifying session. And with Max Verstappen, I saw they were taping up all the little joints on that T tray underneath the car, the floor, so they can get the most aerodynamic efficiency out of the car. So there's a lot of nervousness in that garage, but at the end of the day is when the driver comes out, Max Verstappen standing there, ready to give it as much as he possibly can. And hopefully we're going to have a cracking qualifying.
Well, thank you, Johnny. It's
Yeah,
a much warmer day than we were
someone just said,
25, the air temperature, 54
is it light raining, they think? No, it might be light raining on the other side of the mountains, but on our side of the mountains at the moment, the weather looks pretty stable, I would say, at the moment. As the helicopter, the TV helicopter, I think that is, begins, is it landing or is it taking off? I think it's taking off because our drivers are getting ready. We've got under 10 minutes to go now to Q1. Bottas has many wins too, and has poles 3 as Hamilton on this circuit. That is the only circuit that Bottas has matched Hamilton in terms of poles and race wins in the past. Who will come out on top this afternoon in Styria? We'll find out in 8 minutes' time. So, obviously, it's a knockout session. It's Q3. Russell qualified 11th in the wet in the Styrian Grand Prix last year. Can he get into that all-important top 10 shootout this afternoon? Fans at the circuit then. 17,000 of them this weekend. Next weekend, it will be a full house for the Austrian Grand Prix, and it will also be a full house for the British Grand Prix, and there'll also be some fans at the Hungarian Grand Prix 2 weeks after that. So the next few races, potentially looking like we're going to have some great fans, and it's great to have the British fans back, isn't it? 140,000 of them will be piling into Silverstone. But first, we're going to turn our attention to the Styrian qualifying for the Styrian Grand Prix, which is coming up right after this small break. The greatest tune in sport, and how good is it to hear it once more? Welcome along to qualifying for the Styrian Grand Prix, the Formula One BWT Grosser Perez de Steinmark, then, as it is decided in Spielberg in Austria this weekend. But for the Styrian Grand Prix, the race is named after the state in which the Red Bull Ring sits. It's the second largest state in the country of Lower Austria. At 63.4 meters, the Red Bull Ring has the second highest elevation change of any circuit currently on this season's calendar. Let's have a look then. Track distance 4.318 kilometers, 2.683 miles, 338.7 kilometers an hour top speed, 10 turns and a 63.5 meter elevation. A 1:05.6 was the fastest lap time set by Daniel Ricciardo. As regards to turn 3 then, obviously last year Leclerc and Vettel collided there. And let's go towards turn 6 where we had Verstappen and Bottas going wheel to wheel in 2020. And Verstappen came out on top in that one. Let's go down to turn 9 then. Hamilton and Alonso in 2014. Hamilton went wheel to wheel with the former Ferrari driver and managed to get that position done. Let's take a look at the compounds then. This weekend we take the C4, the C3 and the C2. That is the middle tyres in the Pirelli range. The C4 being the softest, the C3 being the medium, and the C2 being the hard tyre, which is long lasting. And could we see that being used tomorrow, or will we see the wets?
You do. And it will be,
but let's have a.
We know such a short lap there, 65 seconds or so.
But yeah, it's about 65 second lap round here. 25 degrees is the air temperature then, and the clouds look to be relatively staying away at the moment. So keep those comments coming in for us, guys. We really do appreciate them. But will we? How many cars do you think we'll see end something in the barriers this qualifying session? I'm sure there's bound to be yellow flags at some point. So we've got about 2 minutes until that light, which is at the end of the pit lane, which is currently red, will turn green. It's exactly 1 minute 45 seconds from now then. So obviously we could have, well, how many lap times are we going to get deleted? That's the question for this qualifying session. How many lap times are going to get deleted? Until that happens, we will never ever know. Verstappen was fastest on Friday, but however he lost out on this morning's practice session to Lewis Hamilton by 0.2 of a second. Will Hamilton bite back, or will it be Verstappen's, or will it be a Dutch delight in Austria for Max Verstappen? So as I said earlier on, Valtteri Bottas has a 3-place grid penalty after he spun in the second practice session in the pit lane. Apparently that was potential dangerous driving. It was deemed that by the stewards. Drivers' Championship, Verstappen leads Hamilton from 12 points, 131 to 119 in Verstappen's favour. Lando Norris has reached Q3 every race weekend this season. Will he keep that record up in Styria? I'm sure he will. That McLaren is looking incredibly strong then.
Surprisingly, you don't see more of that on wet days, actually. Cars looping it in the pit lane, but the stewards can't go, yes, fine, spinning down the pit lane. You didn't actually hit
that light has just gone green for Q1, and there you go. We are underway. We're not going to have any cars coming out straight away, though. We're probably going to get those traffic jam problems again, aren't we? Those good old traffic jams that make everything just that little bit more exciting. We often see it at Monza. We see it here as well. There's the ice cream van goes past outside as well on cue. Maybe the ice cream man's going for a qualifying lap as well at Styria.
As a former front jack mechanic once said to me, when you can see
But-
the whites of their eyes, Crofty, that's when you need to move out of the way. I always over the scars and show you haven't.
But we will talk about some of the pit lane regulations and stuff. Obviously, that's changing. That will be in tomorrow, in the build up to tomorrow's program. In the build up to the race. So that's tomorrow's program. Build up to the race. That's obviously 1:35 tomorrow. But we still don't have any cars on track, and we're about a minute and 10 seconds into this session. So hopefully soon we will start to get some cars coming out. I can hear someone firing up, so that only must mean someone's about to adventure out into the pit lane, and it is the Williams of Nicholas Latifi, who will be first out on track this afternoon. So as I said, Bottas received a 3-place grid penalty, potentially dangerous driving in the pit lane during practice 2, or FP2. So Latifi's out, and both of the Haas drivers are out as well. So it's going to be one of those weekends where we keep one eye on the track and one eye on the sky then. But at the moment, the sky looks to be behaving itself. Will the weather and will the sky for other plans tomorrow afternoon? So you can do effectively a two flyer lap run here. You can do your out lap, do your hot lap, do your recharge lap, then you can go for your hot lap again and do another recharge lap, just because here the track is that much shorter. It's one of the shortest tracks of the season, actually, behind Monaco. Whereas if you go to somewhere like Spa, you can only have one shot, otherwise your tyres will be screaming. They already are screaming as they get to that bus stop chicane. Right, here we go. Nicholas Latifi is coming through turn 10. And through turn 11 now, he's going to slam that throttle. And Nicholas Latifi is away for our first qualifying lap in the Austrian double header. As he is really hot out there. 25 degrees it is at the moment as he rises up towards turn 2, through the kink of turn 2 and on to turn 3 now. And we're hearing Valtteri's going to more towards Lewis's setup as they all start to head out now. Speed trap. What was the speed trap speed? 194 miles an hour for Nicholas Latifi as he gets a bit twitchy on the exit of that turn 4 through turn 5 on to turn 6 where they've updated this. That gravel is that much closer to the circuit. Obviously going through turn 7 and 8 now, and he's going to rise over the crest and then he's going to plunge down the hill towards turn 9 onto turn 10. He gets a bit on those curbs, but he looks all right through turn 11. What's the lap time going to be? 1:05.9. So that is off the pace compared to what we have been seeing. But what will Mick Schumacher do? That's a 1:06.0 for Mick Schumacher. And Nikita Mazepin does a 1:07.2. As the big guns start to make their way now out of the track. Let's see what George Russell, was he on the fly or was he backed out? And Mazepin's lap time has been deleted for track limits violation. So there we go. That's track limits violation number 1. How many more will we see? Qualifying form for Russell, 11th, 15th, 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 14th. So he has just been scraping that Q2, but obviously came 11th here in qualifying in Styria last year. So can he go one better this year? Can he get that 10th and go into Q3? Who knows? But he has just gone fastest in sector 1, getting a help in the slipstream and the DRS as he goes towards turn 4 now. Raikkonen's 83 thousandths of a second down on Russell, but Russell's lost that fastest sector time now because Giovinazzi has just gone quickest. Russell 2 temps up then as they all get nicely out of the way for him, going down towards turn 9 and turn 10 then. Giovinazzi looking the one to watch out for at the moment. Raikkonen goes quickest in sector 2. Russell, but that's replaced by Giovinazzi. Russell does a 1:05.7 as he comes over the line now. But let's see what other drivers are doing. It's Raikkonen. He's now coming across the line too. Through the final corner. Raikkonen towards the line, the second fastest. Let's see what Giovinazzi does though. Giovinazzi over the line now goes fastest. But we got Stroll will be our next over the line. He's coming through turn 8 now, is Lance Stroll. On to turn 9 he goes. Let's see what he does. Dips it in. Does he keep it off the curbs? Yes, just about. Turn 11. Yeah, he does just about stay in bounds and goes fastest by 0.3 of a second. Tsunoda now towards the line. Tsunoda goes fastest by 82 thousandths of a second. What's Gasly going to do? Gasly over the line now goes fastest by 1/10 of a second. Vettel towards the line. Norris is having the stormer. Norris is on the fire. 2 purple sectors. Vettel only 4 fastest. Norris goes fastest with a 1:05.4. That's a really good lap from Lando Norris. The clerk is 3/10 off. 3.5 tenths off and goes second. Verstappen now. Sainz. Sorry, towards the line 6th. 7/10 of a second. Verstappen goes fastest by 95 thousandths of a second with a 1:044. Sergio Perez only 9th fastest at the moment. Ricciardo towards the line is over a second off the pace. Ricciardo stays while he goes 10th fastest. At the moment, the fastest sectors are Norris, Verstappen. Lando Norris, a full second faster than his teammate. Really good lap. But 2 Mercedes are now unleashed. They are on the charge. Turn 3, 10 minutes to go then. Bottas is down. Hamilton is also down. Well, they've done personal best, but they're down on Verstappen at the moment. We'll see what they can do through the second sector as they go into turn 4 now due to both Mercedes. The only team, well, not to do their runs at the moment then. Bottas is 37 thousandths of a second down. Hamilton towards the sector B now. He's 38 thousandths of a second down. So Bottas having the advantage over Hamilton at the moment. Bottas towards the line. Where will Bottas go? Second fastest by 48 thousandths of a second. Hamilton gets all wide out of turn 10 and he's only 4th fastest is Lewis Hamilton. He's behind Lando Norris at the moment. So after the first runs, it's Verstappen, from Bottas, from Norris, from Hamilton, from Leclerc, from Gasly, from Tsunoda, from Stroll, from Sainz, from Vettel, from Perez, from Ricciardo, from Russell, from Latifi, from Schumacher, from Mazepin, from Alonso and Ocon, who haven't done their laps yet.
On your screen there, Paul the rest it really does feel like it is getting hotter and hotter out there.
It is hot, Crofty, believe you me, and there's something I'm going to tell you about. Everybody choosing to do a double cooldown, so they're doing another lap on top of what they
So everyone's choosing to do a double cooldown. We assume this is to do with the heat, actually. And Hamilton had the advantage through turn 1 in practice 3, but they are not having it. He's not having the advantage at the moment. Nearly 0.2 of a second down on Max Verstappen. 56 degrees is the track temperature at the moment, so it's absolutely scorching. And those tyres will be cooking as they head round. Right, Ocon now starting his lap with 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go.
That is as hot as it's been.
Hamilton radio.
So P4 at the moment, 2/10 for Verstappen P1. Do you think that time is just about safe before going in?
Does that go again after a double cool down?
So Hamilton's been told he's got to go again. But is it go again after a double cool down or go again, come back into the pits and go again? I'm assuming it's going to be go again after a double cool down because that seems to be what everyone is doing. I mean, it depends whether they've got any energy left in those left in those soft tyres as other cars pull out the way for Esteban Ocon as he goes towards turn 9 and he's going to dip it into turn 10 and 11 now. Let's see what Ocon does over the line now. Ocon goes 12th fastest. What about Tsunoda sitting in 7th? Tsunoda stays 7th fastest actually, and the Latifi in the Williams is going to go 8th fastest for Nicholas Latifi. Russell is in the drop zone at the moment. Gasly goes 5th fastest. Alonso, what does Alonso do? Alonso, as he heads through turn 10 and 11, it's looking like a good lap from Alonso at the moment. He comes over the line. It's 8th fastest for the Spaniard in Styrian. As a Red Bull comes towards the line now, is it Max Verstappen or Sergio Perez? Whatever they do, they didn't improve their time. I think it was Verstappen actually. So it was that final sector where Hamilton lost out as Perez just goes over the line, but he's only 11th fastest. Is the Mexican?
That's pretty much a 10 per actual corner because this is turn 2.
I mean, he's lost. He's about, where is Perez? He's 0.7 of a second behind his teammate. Right, both Mercedes going again then. Bottas has done a personal best in sector 1. Pierre Gasly's 104.8 has been deleted, so he goes back to 6th fastest. Bottas down in the middle sector, so it's all going to be on the final sector for Valtteri Bottas. Then Bottas towards the line stays 2nd fastest and was 0.6 off the pace on that one. Then we don't think Hamilton did go again actually. We think it was just Bottas, but Hamilton's still out on the track.
Yeah, that Latifi lap had set the pit lane off. They're all coming in. They all made a quick turnaround, and I see Red Bull pulling Perez in.
So let's see what happened to Kimi Raikkonen. Oh, Kimi Raikkonen goes into the gravel at turn 4. Let's have a look. He just goes wide, and he runs his car through the gravel and puts lots and lots of stones on the circuit. And
probably the best lap he's done so far in his Formula 1 career, I would say, but it's definitely indicates
so 4 minutes to go. Who's going to come out again? Who's going to make the jump?
For the first time, there's a Williams driver.
Wow.
The Latifi's 8th fastest, 9th fastest, sorry, that's the first time he has been in that position as a Williams driver, but he's going to have to go again because that's not quite enough. Unfortunately, Daniel Ricciardo on the brink, he's in 15th, he's currently our driver at risk and the 2nd off the pace. Everyone from 1st to 14th separated by under a second, and Lewis Hamilton is currently the only driver out on track.
So the 2 Alphas then in the drop zone, which is a surprise. They've been reasonably well, especially Giovinazzi. We saw Kimi.
So the 2 Alphas in the drop zone, is that a bit of a surprise? Everyone has decided to come out at once as Lewis Hamilton heads back to the pits, but everyone else has decided they are going to make their way out onto the Red Bull ring. And Sergio Perez is having to come out again because he's only in 11th.
Well, we often hear the drivers moaning about, you've said how do you second guess what the other 9 garages are going to do? We don't know as an engineer, but there must be, when you study it, there must be some form to this. I would have thought. But
We're going to get some traffic jam problems here, surely, as they all make their way out of the very tight pit lane at Austria. We've seen some drivers actually spin it out the pit lane. Right, did Valtteri Bottas get compromised by a Red Bull? Let's have a look at his that. And he said he's got lost 2 tenths for Verstappen being in the way, and they're all fighting now for track position. Russell's going to try and go through everyone, but they're all parking themselves pretty much at turn 7 and turn 8. There's a long queue which is being led by George Russell, and he's gone. George Russell is gone, so it's now being led by one of the Hasses. They're about to go as well.
This, by the way, don't adjust your screen. This is Formula One. It is qualifying.
It's now
the fastest session of the weekend, but this is the traffic jam
being led by Esteban Ocon. And it is Formula One. Don't forget that. So 16 cars on track. The top 4 not feeling the need to stay out or go out. Then we see how Liss folds out for the top 4. Lewis Hamilton in 4th, Lando Norris 3rd, Valtteri Bottas 2nd, and Verstappen 1st. As Ocon heads up towards turn 3 now. So Russell and Ocon matching through that first part then, as the sparks fly from underneath the Alpine. Into turn 4 he goes. Let's see, keeps it at the gravel. That's crucial there to keep it out of that gravel track. So everyone made it to the line. There's 18 seconds to go on the clock. Ocon might even get another lap if he wants to choose it. Russell goes 7th fastest on his lap. And let's see what happens now as Ocon comes to the line. He's currently in 15th. He goes 11th. That's not going to quite be enough for Esteban Ocon, is it? Giovinazzi goes 9th. Sainz's driver at risk now. Raikkonen's out. He's only 17th. Gasly goes 5th fastest. Sainz, who's currently driver at risk, is about to come over the line, goes 6th fastest. That pushes to Perez, driver at risk. Alonso goes 8th. Stroll towards the line now goes Lance Stroll, goes 6th fastest. Leclerc then, who's in 8th, goes 5th. Vettel 16th. Tsunoda comes over the line, is 11th, goes 4th for Yuki Tsunoda. Perez, who's 15th, goes 5th. That pushes Ocon down to driver at risk. Ricciardo, who's 18th, goes into Q2. Ocon is out of qualifying. Latifi's driver at risk. Vettel goes 13th. Latifi is out. Nicholas Latifi is out. But George Russell has made it through to Q2. But Ricciardo, only 15th fastest, but he's just scraped it. And look, Latifi is unfortunately out. So is Esteban Ocon. 75 thousandths of a second was the gap.
Misses out by just 7/100ths of a second. And we know it's a short lap, but that is a very bitter blow for Esteban.
And we know it's a short lap, but that's not even a meter in a Formula One car.
Knocked out in Q1. It's his worst qualifying since the opening race of the season.
Nikita Mazepin knocked out in Q1. He's in 20th. That's a rather usual sight, isn't it? Seeing that Haas driver down there. So the driver's out. Latifi, Ocon, Raikkonen, Schumacher and Mazepin. Let's have a look at Mick Schumacher then. As he goes up to turn 1. Oh, he almost loses it. And he has to go to the runoff. And that would have wrecked his lap. Right. we're going to go for a quick break. When we come back, it'll be time for Q2.
Yeah.
20 seconds to go then until we get that green flag and well that green flag in Styria to start the Q2 session. And obviously we are that green flag is now waving. For Q2 we are back on the way at Styria, and it's the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas, who obviously has a 3-place grid penalty, leading us out of the pit lane then. So here we go. As both Mercedes are about, Lewis Hamilton's also about to leave the pit lane. So 53 degrees is the track temperature at this moment in time then. Here we go. It's literally Bottas and Giovinazzi are the only drivers out on track at the moment. So it's car number 44. Lewis Hamilton still sitting tight. So it's literally Bottas and Giovinazzi, but someone else is also leaving. A Williams of George Russell is also coming out of his pit garage then. Giovinazzi's come out on the medium tyres, interestingly. So they haven't gone for the softs at Alfa Romeo. They've gone for the mediums. So has Valtteri Bottas. He's gone for the mediums as well to try and get through to Q3, sorry. They obviously think it's not going to rain tomorrow. I think it is. 80%. I think that's going to rain. For tomorrow, it's looking pretty dry for now. I don't think it's going to rain this afternoon. What was Bottas' time is saying it's purple, but he's the only person to set a time, isn't he? So Russell's out on track now as well. And Valtteri is just about to catch Russell as they head through turn 6, 7, 8, and 9. But Russell gets nicely out of the way for Valtteri, who will Russell be taking Valtteri's seat after the Hungarian Grand Prix. But have to wait and see actually on that one. Quite an interesting story there. As they dip, as Bottas comes to line. What's his time? A 1:04.7. But Verstappen and Hamilton now both made their way out. Perez has made his way out, all on the medium tyres, I believe. Yes, they are all on the medium tyres. So that's a big call for everyone to go out on the mediums then. No, Perez has come out on the soft, sorry. Perez on the soft. Verstappen and Hamilton both on the medium then. We've got 12 minutes to go in this Q2 session. Who will get through to the top 10 shootout? Bottas radio. And Bottas saying his time, being told his time is not safe, so he's going to have to go again. Is Valtteri Bottas as Verstappen comes over the line now. Hamilton comes over the line as well to start their laps, respectively. Let's see what their times are as they rise up the hill into turn 3 and they come over that timing beam for sector 1. It's Verstappen's 1. Oh, Hamilton's gone quicker through sector 1. Hamilton has the upper hand then in sector 1. It's all heating up now. Let's see what they do in sector 2. As they both make their way through turn 4. The Alfa Romeo gets nicely out of the way. Hamilton just on the exit turn 4 now, going into turn 5. Will he get compromised by that Alfa Romeo in turn 5 and turn 6? He looks to have got nicely out of the way as that Alfa Romeo. Hamilton's half a second down. So yes, he really did get held up by that Alfa Romeo. We have to look at that. Did the Alfa Romeo get in the way of Lewis Hamilton? But Verstappen towards the line now. Verstappen comes over the line and it's a 1:04.5. But Hamilton only 4th fastest then. But let's see. Let's have a look again at Lewis's lap. Into turn 3. Oh, he's locked up at turn 3. That's what's happened. That's not really what you want for your race tyres, is it? As Perez gets mighty close to the gravel on the exit of turn 6. Hair-raisingly close for the Mexican driver. I mean, in qualifying so far this weekend, it's advantage Red Bull as Perez goes second fastest then. So Red Bull have gone for the split strategy, haven't they?
has literally just spun this around in the qualifying session. Time to recover it, but you're now.
And Hamilton will definitely have to go again. 8 tenths off the pace is Lewis at the moment.
You're not safe. Well, his teammate is even slower behind him. Definitely not safe then. So far in qualifying this year, by the way, Lewis Hamilton 4, Max Verstappen 3 in the championship protagonist head-to-head.
I mean, so far this year in qualifying in the head-to-head is Lewis Hamilton 4, Max Verstappen 3. It's looking good for Max Verstappen to make it 4-all at the moment then. So Hamilton's going again on the same set of tyres. Bottas has come in. So let's have a look as Hamilton goes up turn 2. We're following Vettel at the moment. He's in 9th. He's going into turn 5 and turn 6 then. Let's see what he's just under a 10th off the pace at the moment. Is Sebastian. And there's a bit of a battle going on. Is that a turn 10? Yes, it is. As they let Sebastian through, they do actually get nicely out of the way and they finish their battle. Vettel is falling down to 13th, goes 4th fastest and pushes Hamilton down to 6th. Hamilton's 1.8 tenths of a second down, if that makes sense, at the moment, but he's done his personal best in sector 2. Let's dip it. Let's see what happens then. Verstappen goes fastest with a 1:04.3. Hamilton goes 3rd fastest with a 1:04.6. That should be enough. But he's used 2 laps on those tyres and he's locked up fairly heavily. Norris has gone fastest in sector 1, by the way. Leclerc's come over the line to start his flying that. Gasly goes fastest with a 1:04.4, but that was on the soft tyre. The Alpine in the Alonso in the Alpine, sorry. Alonso goes 7th fastest. Norris, who done a fastest in sector 1, goes 3rd fastest. Hamilton down to 5th now then. Ricciardo only 14th fastest. Is certainly going to have to go again with 7 minutes left on the clock. It's a shake of the head from Zak Brown, the CEO of McLaren Racing. What is going wrong for Daniel Ricciardo this season? So as it stands, one in order is Gasly, Verstappen, Norris, Perez, Hamilton, Tsunoda, Stroll, Alonso, Bottas, Sainz, Leclerc, Vettel, Russell, Ricciardo, and Giovinazzi in 15th. So Pierre Gasly was fastest in sector 2. It's a good lap from Pierre, actually. But would anyone feel comfortable at the moment? Hamilton's just under 2 tenths off the pace. Right, Valtteri's gone again in the gap. He's 9th. He's got the track. Well, near enough all to himself. Only 4 other cars on it. As he heads towards the end of his lap, but he's still slightly down as he makes his way to the track, all lovely to himself, goes 3rd fastest and pushes his teammate down.
But there's still 5.5 minutes to go of this section. As Paul mentioned, Martin, he's out of sync. Yes, he's much closer to the top, but is that time beatable?
24 thousandths of a second cover the top 4.
So 24 thousandths of a second cover the top 4, and a whole second covers the top 15 at the moment. So we're really in for a strong and a tight Q3 when we get to it. That's for sure. 5 minutes, 10 seconds then to go. Gasly and Verstappen up top. Gasly topping Verstappen by 4 milliseconds then. So pretty tight up at the top at the moment. And a quarter of the second covers the top 9. So it's super tight around here at the moment.
So all it takes is a slight change in the overhead conditions, with the track temperature. Things start to get a lot faster. Just for one brief moment, you could be on the track at the right time and in the right place, and vice versa.
Right, as Hamilton's come out again on a new set of medium tyres.
His teammate Ralphie Bottas back in the pits. Hamilton has got this track to himself.
And he's going to have that whole track
Lewis Hamilton.
to himself, is Lewis Hamilton, unless other cars get out by the time he goes on to his final lap. But he's got the whole Red Bull ring to himself at the moment. So it's one car out, Lewis Hamilton, pretty quiet on the track at the moment then.
The traffic, as the sessions go on, becomes less of a problem. So he's taking no chances.
I mean, as the session goes on,
This corner here,
the traffic becomes less of a problem, but Mercedes just don't want to take that chance, do they? They want to secure it.
Hamilton breaks that little bit later. Verstappen seems to carry more speed coming out of the corner.
So in faster out.
So
Yeah, you can get the Russell power out, and then
let's see
there's a straight afterwards. You carry
what is in
it
store for us in the next 3 minutes and 15 seconds.
until eventually the
So Hamilton for this lap is going to have the track to himself. He's going to have no one ahead of him. So he's coming over the line now. No one is he. Well, actually, no. Sainz and Leclerc have spoiled that party, but he's going to get past them by the time he gets to the pit lane exit. Look nice and neat through turn one. DRS active then as he goes up through turn two, and he's going to slam the brakes for turn three. As he's 58 thousandths of a second down at the moment. Is that Verstappen coming out again?
and then again, it's got a straight line.
So Lewis into turn four. Well, we had that incident with Alex Albon last year. The back end of the car did complain a bit, but at the moment, it's looking like a quicker lap than what he had before. He's about 0.28 seconds down on Gasly at the moment, so he might not improve, but have to wait and see. But remember, he can go again. He would have enough time to go again. He really rides those curves through the final few corners. He comes towards the line now, only fifth fastest.
1:04.5 for Lewis Hamilton, losing time once again to Pierre Gasly, who's got the best middle sector, and to Max Verstappen.
And the Red Bull ring is silenced through that. Well, kind of silenced anyway. He would have enough time to go again if he gets on with it. Everyone bar Pierre Gasly is out on the track. Right, Leclerc comes towards turn one now. Let's see, he's just gone over the line to start his flying lap.
And has only beaten Leclerc twice in qualifying so far this season. So Leclerc now needs to find the pace.
Leclerc is just a bit down, isn't he? Sainz only has beaten Leclerc twice this season. Leclerc currently 11th, Sainz 10th. The Ferrari struggling a bit at the moment. As both Mercedes are heading for the middle part of the lap, they are going to go again when they get to the line. But there's a bit of traffic jam forming already at that final corner. That's going to cause problems because the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc is just about to come through. Now, this is going to get a bit close, is it? No, they do nicely stay out of the way through turn 9. What they do through turn 10, they're nicely out of the way as well. As Verstappen comes over the line to start his lap. Leclerc, where does Leclerc go? 8th fastest, pushes Sainz into 11th. Hamilton and Valtteri, I think, both start their laps again. What can Sainz do? Sainz towards the line, only 11th fastest, and is out of qualifying. German Nancy 13th, he's out too. George Russell, 10th fastest. George Russell goes 10th, and at the moment is in Q3. No, because Alonso goes 6th. Alonso spoils the party for Williams as Stroll gets all out of shape on the last corner and stays 10th fastest. He's currently driver at risk. Can Sebastian Vettel spoil Stroll's party? No, he can't. He stays 13th fastest. Norris towards the line was 4th, goes fastest as Lando Norris. Ricciardo, 15th, is out of qualifying, only 14th fastest. Valtteri Bottas towards the line. No, he's bowed out. Hamilton is down. Perez goes fastest. Hamilton's down low. Hamilton, Vettel only 12th fastest. He is out as well. So Hamilton's made it through. Daniel Ricciardo is out of qualifying. Norris finished the session second, shall we say. Now let's have a look what happened to Carlos Sainz. Through turn 9. Oh, he gets all wide. All wide through turn 9 and turn 10. Let's have a look at Stroll through turn 10. Gets wide as well. Vettel loses his time as well. All of these drivers losing their time because they're going over those red and white curbs. So Vettel will now start 14th. Giovinazzi 15th. Ricciardo's been moved up to 13th. So the times at the moment then, from Perez, Norris, Gasly, Verstappen, from Bottas, from Hamilton, from Alonso, from Tsunoda, from Leclerc, from Stroll, from Russell, from Sainz, from Ricciardo, from Vettel, and from Giovinazzi. Right, we're going to take a very quick break, and when we come back, we'll have Q3 from Styrian.
Just 0.08 of a second between George Russell and Q3. What a shame for him, but he'll be happy though.
Right, the pit lane has just reopened and Lewis Hamilton fancies a nice clear track as he's gone out ahead of everyone else. Everyone else is going to sit tight in that pit lane for a little longer then. So Stroll's obviously one up on Sebastian Vettel this time. He's out qualified by Vettel for the past 3 races until today. So they look like a squad set of softs actually for Valtteri Bottas. Previous polls, obviously Hamilton, Bottas, Leclerc, Bottas. So Bottas has been pretty strong around this circuit. Can he possibly claw back some of what's been his worst start in his Mercedes career to a season? Can he redeem himself or get a partial redeem? Hamilton, for his championship, needs to win this race, really. Let's have a look. He comes towards the line now to start his flying lap as he goes up towards turn 1. He rises up the hill. Looks neat so far. Soft tyres then on for everyone. That's the regulation in Q3. Soft tyres for everyone as he goes up the hill now through turn 2 to turn 3. No lockups. Nice and clean so far. It was about a 20-second set to 1, so that's a pretty quick set to 1, one of the quickest we've seen all weekend then. So it might have been a 16 actually. It's Hamilton through turn 4 and on to turn 5. This is where he's been struggling all weekend then. Let's see what the time is. It's a 44.8 towards through turn 7 and 8 now. On to turn 9 and 10. 10 minutes to go then in Q3. Turn 10, he navigates it. Keeps off the curbs. Turn 11, also navigates it. Keeps off the curves. Towards the line now. A 1:04.2 then. I mean, it's the fastest time we've seen from Lewis Hamilton this weekend, but it's not the fastest time we've seen this whole qualifying session. Sergio Perez did go faster in Q2, so we'll have to see whether that lap time stands and what more he can extravagate from that Mercedes, and will he go again or will he come into the pits? And they're all coming out now. It's the train again on the exit of the pit lane. Might as well just call it the Formula 1 train session rather than the Formula 1 qualifying session at this rate. The first of 2 qualifying sessions here, obviously, because we come here again next week.
Hamilton's had a couple of poles in 2021. Sergio Perez yet to get a pole in this Formula 1.
So Hamilton and Verstappen both share a couple of poles for 2021. They are the only drivers to be on pole for 2020. Or did Bottas get pole actually at Portugal? He might have done actually. Or was it? No, it might have been Hamilton. I can't remember who got pole at Portugal actually. Right, Tsunoda now is going to start his lap. There's a slow moving Mercedes on the exit of turn 1, is it? Or is it gone now? No, I think it's gone. It's gone up the road. No. So Yuki had a really good turn into turn 1, didn't he? Only 72 thousandths off what Lewis Hamilton set. So Hamilton's time, will it be enough? We'll only see when we get Max's times come in. Gasly is about to come over the beam now. Gasly's up on Lewis Hamilton at the moment. Gasly does personal best. Tsunoda through set to 2. He's half a second down. Now is Yuki Tsunoda. Someone's gone faster than Gasly. I wonder who. Whether it's one of the Red Bull drivers or not. Tsunoda into 10 and 11. Tsunoda comes over the line now and is second fastest. He's 7 tenths off the pace is Yuki Tsunoda. Gasly. Verstappen's on a flyer. He's done a 16-1 in set to 1. He's 3.5, nearly 4 attempts up on Lewis Hamilton's time at the moment. Gasly goes second with a 1:04.4, but Verstappen through turn 10 and 11 now. What is Verstappen going to do towards the line for Max Verstappen? It's a 1:03.8, and it's a provisional pole time for Max Verstappen for the Styrian Grand Prix by about 4 to 5 tenths of a second. As Perez goes third, Norris goes third now. Bottas is about 3.5 tenths down on Verstappen. Norris is third fastest. What can Bottas do? Into turn 11 goes Valtteri Bottas. Oh, he almost loses it. And he's one wide. Bottas only fourth fastest, which would mean a 7th place, wouldn't it? Yeah. So Hamilton 3.5 tenths down on Verstappen, but he's going again. It's Lewis Hamilton. Let's see what he pulls off. He's already 1 tenth down.
Both Red Bulls looking very good. I'd expect him to be challenging for pole position.
It's a used set from Lewis Hamilton, apparently.
93 miles an hour before he slams on the brakes in the turn 4. That's 70 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour through that apex.
Let's see what he does through turn in the middle sector. He's the personal best middle sector, but he's still 2.5 tenths off the pace. He's going to close that gap a bit, isn't he? But remember, he's on a used set. Let's see what he does. Let's see what the final lap time is then. Can he creep into the 1:03s? No. But it is a best final sector. It's 1:04.0 from Lewis Hamilton. And it's 2.5 tenths now, the gap out at the top. So it was a good second lap, wasn't it? Right, this is it. 4.25 minutes to go. The big showdown is about to take place. Might just need to take these minute or two that we're going to get to take a rest, take a breather. But we're not going to get that breather because Stroll has adventured out onto the track. He's done 2 personal bests so far as he comes towards turn 9 now. Dips it into turn 10 and 11. Gets a bit wide, kicks up some sparks to see what Stroll does. Goes to 8th fastest. He's 8 tenths off the pace as Hamilton makes his way back to the pits. And it's a used set of tyres as well for
driver performance, percentage of car limit, what the car can do compared to what the driver is doing, and through the corners, can Hamilton give it a little bit more?
According to our anchor, it's saying that Hamilton can give it that little bit more through the corners. We see if we can do it on the final flying lap, but we're about to get in a few minutes' time. So Stroll's got the whole track to himself. Those used set of soft tyres coming off, and a brand new set of softs are going on that Mercedes now. What have they got up there, Steve, Mercedes?
Quite a lot at this stage now, isn't it? When you've really honed in on everything.
You cannot predict this pole position, can you? So both Red Bulls coming out early on both on a brand new set of soft compound tyres. Let's have a look at Valtteri Bottas then into turn 4. Who's that ahead of him, or is it Yuki Tsunoda, is it? Yeah, definitely held him up. That was so. Stewards might have a look at that actually.
He did not. You don't get out of the way by parking in the braking zone. Racing drivers learn their English.
I mean, he parked it at the end of the braking zone, which I would say is not getting out of the way. as everyone comes out, including Hamilton and Bottas. They're both on a new set of softs this time.
So far this season, he has provisional pole with one more flying lap to go here at the Red Bull Ring this afternoon.
So Verstappen on provisional pole with one more flying lap to go at the Red Bull Ring this afternoon.
It's the first triple header of the season, and that incident between Tsunoda and Bottas is going to be investigated after this session.
And that incident between Tsunoda and Bottas will be investigated after the session. I would feel, oh, they're all getting, all jostling for position now. And they're all squabbling over track position. Hamilton's going to try and get past all of them. And he's got past Perez and Norris. He's now behind Fernando Alonso. He's going to try. And he's gone for the commit. And he's got past his teammate as well. So we're queuing to go into the pit straight. Right. Here we go then. Hamilton's leading the train. So I think that's the team game. Hamilton's leading Bottas, isn't he? But Verstappen is right at the end of that queue. Hamilton's 2.5 tenths down in set to 1. And he's in the dirty air of the Ferrari, isn't he? He might get that slipstream. Bottas has done a personal best.
He might have got the clear piece of track, but it's so far not proving to be.
What does Hamilton do? Through set to 2 then. Hamilton's half a second down. He's not doing it, is he?
Forget pole position for Lewis Hamilton. This is not going to happen for this afternoon.
You can forget the pole. It's not going to happen, is it? He's gone wide as well, and that's the end of it. Can he stay on the front row is going to be the question. He stays second fastest. Valtteri Bottas goes second, but he's got that penalty. What is Lando Norris going to do? Lando Norris towards turn 10. Alonso goes 9. Norris towards turn 10 goes 4th fastest. Perez then only 5th fastest. Verstappen is down as well, but he's on pole position for the Styrian Grand Prix. It's back-to-back poles for Max Verstappen. And he ends Styrian Grand Prix qualifying on top, on pole position for Max Verstappen from Bottas from Hamilton. But Bottas will obviously take that 3-place grid penalty, which will promote Norris up to 4th. Verstappen Radio. Yes, you do call it simply lovely. It's Dutch delight for Max Verstappen in Holland then. Right, we're going to go now. We'll see you tomorrow at 1:35. All of the build-up to qualify, to the race, sorry.